Hello and welcome back once again to Mack9's Mines. I'm your host, Mack9. Last time we were collecting up some trees, starting to gather a little bit more resources, that way we go ahead and put the cap on the barn. And that's where we're kind of looking to go with this episode, is go ahead and finish up that structure. As you can see, we still have the saplings here growing. I haven't really played since the last time I was on. Obviously nothing's really changed. I'm even in the same spot over here by the decaying leaves, but it looks like the sun's going down, so unfortunately I need to go ahead and hit the bed once it's low enough. Sometime today, son. There we go. Also, I was thinking about that little incident I had with creepers. Figured I might as well go ahead and start upgrading into the category of armored. I took quite a bit of damage when that one creeper caught a hold of me in the underground mine. So I figured, yeah, it probably doesn't hurt to go ahead and have a little extra protection. I already had the hat from raiding the blacksmith, as you can remember on, I think it was episode 1, maybe episode 2. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't like a turning point. I already had a hat. That's fine, but now I have a full armor suit. So let's see them hurt me now. Out here in the lovely fields, we have our wild testificates roaming freely, and I fail at hopping up my dirt ladder. There we go. Now this isn't... What was I thinking right here? I don't know what I'm thinking right here. This is actually quite wrong. Well... maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was right in the head to begin with. Let's try this again. What I initially want to do is I want to have kind of like an overhang going around the length of the building, but the upper floor also runs a perimeter on this particular level, and it looks like I even botched up that over there. Perhaps, oh, I was right. I knew I wasn't completely out of it. You know, that's why people tend to preemptively plan out their buildings, just because of the fact that it makes a little bit more sense to yourself when you're in the middle of building it, of course. Go ahead and get down the perimeter. Also, it feels a little bit like my lag on my mouse is gone today, so I feel like I'm aiming a little bit more accurately, plonking down all these blocks. So let's hope that stays. Now it has a basic little lip running around the upper edge here. We're going to make this area sort of like a storage loft style area. Have like a little ladder coming up to it. Actually, I think it'll look better if I do something like this. Kind of give it an angle where it comes around the room. Perhaps even chop in one more floor right here. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine right there. The wood that I have is not quite going to get me all the way up to the ceiling. I did want to try and finish this one today instead of leaving a job half done here. And once the 1.3 update finally comes out, we'll be able to get the upside down stairs right through here for the birch wood step block, I guess. And we're going to also put the same in on the inside here. The outside, I kind of wanted to have the traditional Midwestern America designed for a barn house where it has the dome-shaped roof, usually elevating in two separate slopes along the sides, so you'll have a shallower, flatter top and a steeper side of the roof. Kind of give it the really big, airy feel, and then in addition we'll be able to run a couple wooden beams across to act as if they're struts and give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more character to the inside of the building. But unfortunately, in the meantime, we're still a little shy on birch. So I think it's time I make a better axe. I'm gonna go ahead and knock down a couple birch trees right here, collect up the saplings. Also, food. I hate being low on food. Livestock. There's bah. Ooh. Almost wish this was all creative just because I could be able to go ahead and lay out this sucker right here, right now. Make things so much faster, but I'd actually kind of rather do this legitimately. Just it feels like an accomplishment when you're done. Let's see if any of the birch trees back by my house have grown. I somehow doubt that they have. It's only been, what, a day's time. Look at that. We do have one tree here. But while I'm at the house, we're going to go ahead and make us another axe. Cobblestone's starting to have its run. I prefer using cobblestone over any other sort of a tool, except for when I'm having to mine diamond, but in all honesty, it does start to get a little old when you have to constantly replace your tools, constantly replace your utilities, anything like that. So we'll just go ahead and bite the bullet on this one. We don't need that on the bar. And still no saplings. There's one. Looks like that's all I'm getting right there. Didn't I just chop this one down? I did. This was like one of the 3 that I chopped down right here, and I only had 2 saplings. That's crazy. It grew back this fast. Cave sound. Let's see. I'm gonna drop that down. Hey, give me my wood. Okay, right there. Sprinting across the countryside. Back when I first started playing Minecraft, didn't have sprint, didn't have hunger bar either for that matter. Health regenerated naturally provided you were on anything other than extremely difficult. Actually, let me think about that. Did it regenerate if you were on? No, it didn't regenerate at all. Now that I think about it, I've been taking food for granted. My God, that's kind of wild now that I think about it. Back in the day, it used to be that you just, you know, eat a pork chop and you'd be right back at full health. But now it's, you gotta have the hunger bar full and then, on top of that, eat the pork chop. I mean, on some circumstances it's a little nicer. You have sprints. You didn't have sprint back then. Traveling could take a while. But on other options, you had that extra thing to worry about. Farming didn't really become as useful back then because, I mean, hey, you could make bread. woo, you could just as easily find pig. It wasn't really a big deal. But now that mobs are limited to the areas that they spawn, now that you have to maintain that hunger bar, it's a little bit more tedious, I suppose. You know what I haven't seen yet? And I think I might know where one is, having watched someone else play on this seed. They were hearing a lot of sounds back over toward the desert area when they were playing. And I might be able to remember who it was that I watched, and I'll link it down in the description below. But I think we might go out and find a mob spawner until we can, or after we finish the barn. Oh my god, lag spike. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. After the barn's done, we'll go and see what we can do about making a mob grinder, maybe an EXP grind. I don't really have the necessity for enchanted equipment yet, so an EXP grind isn't as important, but if I could find like a spider spawner, I will certainly turn that into an EXP farm in a heartbeat. Spider spawners are a little bit easier to turn into EXP farms just because when spiders spawn you can basically force them to come to an edge where you can set up a little metal grate and they will just sit there and get basically attack the grate infinitely. They won't ever be able to actually go after you or get through the grate because you've got a grate in the way. I've got to get rid of the Enderman. Well, it's a good thing I guess I have the armor now, huh? He's taking the road. Look at him. Hey. That's only mildly annoying, sir. Thank you. Enderman. What was I saying? I have no idea. I was probably rambling again. Yes, spider spawner. What you do is you make iron bars to form a grate, and you can sit there and swing at them from under the grate. Now, if you don't want to use that with like a tool or something, I believe it's like 22.5 blocks you can have regular enemies fall, and they will be at like half a heart. So skeletons, zombies, endermen, they would be able to fall that many spaces, and then you could basically punch them and kill them to collect EXP. Usually I end up preferring automated systems or something that I don't have to dig significantly down into the planet to be able to make and manufacture, and that end up being what we get if we make something 22 down. It's not terrible, but it's not something I've done a lot, so I'm a little less comfortable making one of those. If there's a request to make those kind of mob grinders or mob spawners or EXP spawners, I know how to make it. I can do it for a video if you guys want to see it. Sorry, this is OCD kicking in. I absolutely have to fix this road now that I noticed it. The road was, for whatever reason, on two different elevations, and it connects right back to a flat strip. Why can't I just keep it in flat? There we go. Still a fairly new day. We have 64 wood. Okay. Go ahead and jog back over here. And take some wood. Don't need regular planks. Don't want to go ahead and... Yeah, I'll turn some of this into planks. Right so, like so. Take that to like so. And now I'm going to do the basic frame of how I think the roof is going to come out. Let's see. I went up 3, I believe, and then over, and then up. It's too high. It's 1 too high. And the block fell all the way back down. Okay. Let's see. If we were to do this on this side, go up, block, up, up. I probably should have wrote on top of that. Block. How many blocks are left in the middle? I think I counted this initially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have an even amount, which works fine for the way I want the roof to top out with. I don't know about the top mid there. Give me a moment, guys. I am mathemating in my head. Yes, mathemating. It's a very complex process of half-assing a project. Boom. First way was better. I like the first way better. Go ahead and knock out the 2 sides on this one. There, it finally broke. Go ahead and do that. And do that. Need to go down and collect up my debris. I also believe that, let's see, I think the half slabs are available for this particular block type in single player on the 1.25 patch that we're currently on. So let's try that out. Half slab. No, I think that's different. I don't know, we'll take those wooden slabs. We'll take these wooden slabs. They are identical. Okay, that's cool. I can still be able to do work here. Just can't polish out the ceiling. Oh, nose. That still has lots of stuff that I keep getting distracted from. Like I wanted to grow those mushrooms while I had the bone meal. I don't even think I have the bone meal anymore. I have an ender eye. Oh yeah, I killed the enderman. See, look at that. Getting distracted. Distractions. I can use that there. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish up the walls though. Even if I can't put on the top caps, if I can't make the roof all prettified, I will still be able to at least build walls. have anything to say at the moment. This is going to be a definite stump as a commentation, huh? Cloud Lookout Tower came out alright. Yogg box. I don't know if I'll ever be able to match something that ridiculous again. Does anybody happen to know exactly what episode Minecraft WB, also known as Lucklin, had his first permanent home in like a single player series? Because when I first started following Lucklin, I was doing it because I was watching him for his redstone power tutorials. Like, I had no idea how to use redstone, and to some extent I'm still pretty awkward at it. But he knew a lot about redstone, and he knew a lot of ways to make it work really well, to get all the little neat tricks out of it. And I don't really remember him having an initial single-player series that resulted with a house. And then I was looking through his channel, trying to be like, oh, go ahead and throw his house in here, it'll be awesome. I can't remember what episode that was. And I'm still... oh my god, lag. That's horrible. I'm still trying to fill out the town. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. A lot of stuff. I'm almost beginning to think I might as well just put it off camera, because between render time and upload time, it's literally gonna take months before I have a basis of this town laid out. If I'm doing 20-minute to an hour-long shows, it's gonna take forever. Last time I was recording sitting still for maybe 4 hours, and I was just doing recording and editing and throwing it together and rendering and making sure everything worked properly and overcoming sound issues. Which I know some people don't really realize how much effort goes into editing. I'm fairly noob at it. I haven't done it a whole lot, and I'm kind of learning as I'm going. But it's always a lot of work. I had an idea of how much work it was back in about 5th grade when I had a project at school, and we did some claymation animations, and I did the video editing and audio editing for that. And it was quite a bit of work back then, and we were using tools that really shouldn't have been used for something like a flash animation when you're doing, or not a flash animation, a claymation animation when you're doing a frame-by-frame capture, and you are putting them through like a Macromedia Flash MX Studio, and it's received really well. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of effort, and it was using a completely bass-ackwards program to do so. And now that I'm actually trying to upload videos to YouTube, I'm trying to do this regularly. I want to make decent quality content that you guys can enjoy, that you can come on and watch, and share a little slice of my afternoon. It's pretty intense how much time actually has to be devoted into something like this, and that's where he got the gravel. I'm just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. And your man moved the gravel. But yeah, rendering videos on my computer. I have a fairly decent computer. It usually takes me still about hour and a half, 2 hours tops to render a 40 to 45 minute video. Smaller videos still take an hour and a half. And then uploading. I just recently kicked my internet service provider's butt, and now they are actually giving us a decent speed with a decent upload, and we're paying like $7 a month less than what we were before. It's a little ridiculous, but you know, that's the way cable companies tend to work. Yeah, we finally have some decent upload speed, but it still takes 2.5, 3 hours just to get a 20-minute video uploaded on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my god, either our ISP is just not cutting it, because I know these guys are only a couple gig a piece. It's time consuming. It eats up plenty of bandwidth. still able to do basic browsing, but if there's anything that requires data to move off my computer, like FTP work with my job, it's killer. It's absolutely killer. A couple more. I was like, where did I fall out of my order? I'm extremely OCD about this stuff. I'm sorry. That's going to be a pet peeve, I'm sure, for some of you. Let's see. Oh, I noticed on one of my videos, I believe it was episode 2. I didn't have that many views. I mean, this video is coming out fairly shortly after episode 2. Episode 2 was released yesterday. This is episode 7 now. And I got 1 dislike on my video. That's perfectly cool. I don't mind if people are gonna, you know, rate it up, rate it down. It's a system based on how you feel the content was delivered, how well you enjoyed the content. But I've always wondered, why is there one person, at least one person, for every video that has to dislike the video? Further, I saw a billboard the other day that was, it was an advertisement for YouTube, and it showed this big poster, and there was the image. I don't even remember the advertising company that was advertising. Down in the lower right-hand corner, it said, you know, 53,000 likes, 81 dislikes. So even in advertising, there's still always at least one person, and in this case 81, that are going to dislike the video. And I'm just like, what's going on with that? I watch a lot of really good quality content, people that put a lot of effort into editing, making sure videos come out well, come out on time, have new content every day, something for people to enjoy, and it still gets thumbs down? I don't understand that sometimes. Right now I'm just heading back over here to my my hut so I can go ahead and empty out my inventory. My inventory is starting to get a bit cluttered. I'm obviously not doing anything with the mushrooms yet. Speaking of mushrooms, I wonder how the mushrooms are downstairs underneath the base, but I'm not going to check them right now. Not going to check them right now. Just have to keep telling myself that. Go ahead and throw seeds in. Anything that's not building material. Actually, I can go ahead and keep the wood. Wood is okay. Wood is fine to have. Sapling. Did I have any more? No, I do not. I do have some fences, though. I will take the fences. I will need fences. And I think I have plenty of cobblestone as well right now. So we'll go ahead and head back on out. It's about a little past midday. We have a little bit more time. Go ahead and turn more of the birch into logs. Well, and now I'm pacing. Gonna go ahead and check the area beside my house to see if a couple more saplings have dropped or if anything new has grown like so. Outstanding. So I'm curious, leave in the comment section below if you guys play on multiplayer servers, like survival multiplayer or even creative multiplayer. Creatives are a little bit harder to find for a really good quality server, but I mean, there are ones out there like VoxelBox, obviously. Fire UK, they're great. They make amazing builds. They have huge teams working on this stuff, but those really good servers tend to be pretty exclusive. I'm not saying post what server you play on in the comments either. I know a lot of servers tend to be relatively picky about having any sort of random people coming on, unless they've got a whitelist and then they don't care. You're not going to get on anyway, or unless they have amazing mods in place. I used to be on a server called VanillaCraft. It's been a while. It was around September? August to September-ish of 2010 when I was on there. I was very active. Worked in a little city, and I became like the city's beautification service, where people would occasionally come through and chop down all the trees, but they wouldn't chop down the trees. If you understand what I mean, chop down all the wood, leave the leaves. This was back before leaves would automatically decay in multiplayer servers. They would just kind of hang around forever. And it got to look pretty messy, and I spent hours and hours because, like, one day I was like, oh my god, our town looks horrible. I spent, I think it was almost close to 6.5 hours clearing out treetops, and I didn't even get them all. The person that was a VIP who owned the town, he was actually like, dude, if you want to do that, you can stick around and hang out and do that, and I'll go ahead and give you additional privileges. And I'm like, okay, that works. Whoa, surprise birch. And basically that's what I did for like 3 months. I built a fort that was later converted into a theme park. It was more of a manor with a wall and tower. The tower looked pretty cool. The manor was meh. But the theme park afterwards ended up coming out pretty well. We had a roller coaster ride. We had a wall climbing event. I mean, there was a bunch of really cool stuff. And I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that sense of tiny community where there was a small group of people working together to create this really neat looking town that, you know, other people could visit. There was a whole working monorail system on VanillaCraft. I'm sure VanillaCraft is still public. I know they've gone through some moderator changes in the past, but they have really good mod systems in place. They always had these really decent plugins that they were writing for themselves. The plugins in question were actually able to do things like detecting when glass was broken. This was back before Bucket became a widely used server plugin manager. They could detect when glass was broken to auto-ban on glass breaks, or to on consecutive glass breaks, or to auto-notify moderators on glass break. Certain blocks were disabled, certain activities were basically made in very easy to manage sort of system. Like you could keep people from flooding the server with lag from minecarts, or you could keep people from being able to, I don't know, place blocks within certain areas or destroy certain areas, or be able to remove select chunks of certain areas but not necessarily others. Have like limited area sandboxes. And it was neat. It had this full monorail system going throughout the whole place. They had moved spawn a couple times since I had joined, and it was a blast, and I kind of missed that. That's really what I'm getting at here is... Oh god, lag. Playing with friends is a lot better than playing alone. Like, every time. And I'm just curious, how many people that, you know, actively go and watch YouTube channels about Minecraft, or happen to be watching my channel about Minecraft, actually go out and play multiplayer servers? That's like what they do. That's where they get their social interaction for Minecraft on. Otherwise, looks like I'm getting relatively close to being done with the ceiling here. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be as pretty as I'd like it to be, because I want to be able to add in wood steps as well, but I won't have this block until the update. The update should be coming out by the end of the month. At the time of this recording, this is on the 29th of June. I know it's a little taboo. A lot of people don't say when they're recording, but I think it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and start rendering this as soon as it's done. Go ahead and start uploading, and then I'll start recording the next video, because I am that enthusiastic. But, yeah, as soon as this month is over, I believe the patch 1.3 is scheduled to come out. Once it comes out, we're supposed to get the new blocks in. We're supposed to get functionality to those blocks, as well as customizable spawners, ender chests, a couple other things. I'm not really needing the other things. However, customizable spawners, that could be interesting. I've made a couple of maps in my time for like custom adventure maps that I have released to mostly friends, and customizable spawners could open up a wide world of opportunity when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm really curious to see what the community does with that. That is going to make Vex maps just absolutely impossible. If you've ever played a Vex map, I'll go ahead and remember to drop a link in the description. Here, let me write a note. Vex maps. There we go. Vex maps are, by nature, incredibly difficult just because he likes to try and create the best experience possible for Minecrafters, and that best experience to him is the thrill of adventure, the thrill of danger, and, you know, that adrenaline rush when you're being chased by like 20 creepers and you have Endermen blinking in front of you while blazes are firing fire at you. I mean, it gets really hectic on Vex maps. I've only played one, but I'm actually looking to play a few more. I want to... Doctor. Yes? I didn't make any house call. You don't have to come to my house. I'm perfectly fine without you. Oh, look at the creeper. Perfectly fine without you. And he just nods. Yeah. I'd add a voice for him, but I don't like my microphone very much. And yeah. Alright, well, while Creeper MD is going to stand right there, I think that's going to be the end of the episode for right now. We finished the roof on the barn. Next, we need to slap down a fence around it, and then we can start going from there. Maybe go ahead and plot off a crop area nearby where I can grow my own wheat. Then again, wheat isn't exactly in high demand. We have so much of it growing in town. So I might save that for later. I don't know. I'll think about it, and I'll, of course, upload the next video when I'm ready. Alright guys, so remember, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.